you have made the offer, someone has accepted the offer. And so you use marketing automation to, send out the documentation for onboarding. You schedule the meetings with their team members, with other interested parties throughout the organization that need to meet this person and know who they are. And as they start to get oriented to who you are, there's also all kinds of communications that are just sort of the paperwork of starting your job. Fill out your benefits information. All of this stuff can be triggered by automation, and there can be reminder messages as well set up. So if you have an automated system for saying, hey, you've got to go through and read an employee handbook, and then at the point where you're done with that employee handbook, it's time to go on to take a look at your HR documentation, make sure you got your benefits all set up. There are these stages that have to happen along the way, and there can be reminders and communication that are set up to help the employee through this process. And not to mention, this is your brand building moment, right? They have made a decision. They probably feel really good about their decision, but a lot of folks are going to be a little bit apprehensive. They're going to be like, well, did I make the right decision here? And your ability to effectively onboard a new team member is going to be huge in terms of how they feel about the organization. So too many times employees come into organizations and say, man, I am lost. And that's the last thing you want. You want them to come in the door. You want them to be highly engaged. You want them to feel appreciated. You want them to understand what they are required to do, what they're asked to do, so that they have a clear vision of what their responsibilities are, so they get off to a great start. And that's where these automated campaigns can come in and really, really assist. And so if you look at it, let's take a simple example here. On day one that someone arrives, how about a simple welcome message that's an email campaign that just says, hey, welcome to company XYZ. We are so happy to have you as a part of the team. Here are some key places where we'll store resources for you. So maybe it's the location of SharePoint files. Maybe it's how to log into your email, a series of small videos that are basically someone can store in their inbox to reference as they move through the onboarding process. It's easy for someone to get in and be 30 days into a job and say, nobody ever told me how to do this, when in fact you might have, and they just forgot. And so if you give them the tools, you give them these communication pieces that they can hang on to, they can go back and reference those pieces. And it may be as simple as just directing them to an HR folder or something like that, where all these communication pieces, all these instructions on how to do things in your organization exist.